Hey there, I am JB, and in today's episode of Minecraft Go Create, we're going to make our own mining machine, all the way custom. Where are all these darn flies coming from? Whew, something must stink out here. But there are two things that I'm going to show you. Which one? JD, his shop is finished, and I would just like to show it off, and or we're going to buy some things. Thing number two, I already made a shop, which, you know, is more of a joke thing. So basically, this is a mud shop, and I called it Mud Madness. I have been using a mushroom as a roof. I think, you know, why not? And then once you come in here, you can buy 3 stacks of dirt with 1 emerald. And, well, Alex and JD are very greedy. I thought this whole chest would be empty by now. Anyways, let's check out the real deal, which is JD, his shop here. Alex have actually been mentioning a couple of things that he wanted to do for some shops, which I'm very exciting for. And JD, his shop is called Rise and Shine, Good Coffee and Great Snacks. Ooh, that sounds definitely delicious. It smells very good in here. It smells like donuts and apple fritters and banana fritters. WWW fried chicken drumstick. I'm not sure if that is a mistake though. You got passion fruit, you got pumpkin pie, you got espresso, cortado, americano, cappuccino, a lot of O's. Yeah, and the shop looks nice, the shop. I like the painting down here. It's actually 3 paintings, which one of them is just this thing which you can see on the left top. Once you turn around, there we go. And then this one is that one, and he did the same thing right down here along with this guy. Definitely. And then down here it says all drinks 1 emerald each. It sounds reasonable. All the food items 1 gold ingot or 4 iron ingots. I'm going to take, that is per 1, which is also fine by me. I mean, look at my inventory, you got a lot of these guys. It's gonna be weird if I just hop over it. If these guys 1 emerald each. So in this case, you know, let's start out with the middle part here. I'm just gonna... Ooh, this one has a little more saturation though. Gonna take all of these and all of those. Ah, yes, of course. Like that, beautiful. And you know what, I'm going to do the same with this. Grab that and that, which then in this case would be a 12 emeralds, if I can do it like that. There you go. Now you might think, hey, but you cannot, you know, drink it because it's on peaceful mode. Well, tonight actually it's going to be on mobster mode. We're going to do this on stream. Probably when you watch this episode it already passed, which is logic. Yes, it's Friday, but I can use these coffees. I want to see if they have some buffs. Now, of course, I like donuts a lot, so I'm just gonna grab 2 of these. That is 8. 2 of these, that is 16. And then I'll guess 1 banana. Makes it up to 20. And then I'm gonna take another one for, you know, 1 of gold. Ooh, I'm gonna take 2 drumsticks. Ooh, 2 passion fruits, I'm lucky here. And then 2 pumpkin pie, because why not? Look at all this delicious food. Which in this case is 4, 5, 6, that is 7 golden bars. I think that's a nice deal, I like that. I appreciate that the was also asking for other things and just put it up on the sign. And well, you know, even though we will travel by daytime, yeah, these bears are very dangerous and they are in the water all the way up to my base, which we have 1 down here. We got 1 right over there. I'm going to pass that. They will attack me. It's gonna get more crazier because right out there is 1, right out there, and there more bears. And I'm not talking about those drinks, I'm talking about these hairy, cuddly but very painful brown things over there. Alright, cool. But for now I don't have to worry about that just yet. We will clear out the tower, and if there's any spawner anywhere else, then There we go. Anything else than spiders, I want to save them up. I'm going to pack them in with torches, and then at some point I can just use them for a farm when the battle stream comes on, or maybe a special day. You know, if JD or Solix are interested in, you know, needing some mob farms. Right, so let's see. I also got a different other type of deals, and once that is done, we are going to get into... Yes, I found a skeleton. Got this syrup, golden, enchanted golden apple, golden chest, and one claim, and a striped dark oak chair. Lovely. That's strange. 9 by what? 6? 9 by 6, and there are 2 chests. This guy, however, boom. So yeah. Now with all of that messing around, I'm not sure if I showed you the mining helmet just yet. I got it from Solix, and the mining helmet is actually very good because for some reason in this mod pack, the torches don't work. Which, well, they do the work, but they don't work in your hand, which is a bit odd. And then this umbrella have 2 functions. One, I can block, right? So that's very nice. I can still hit, I'm not sure how many damage, maybe not even. And if I jump off, I'm slowly going down, which is fantastic. Having that alongside this one that negates fall damage is pretty neat. That is a shame. Oh, it does work. Oh, that's so neat. Anyways, enough messing around. We want to see an automated minecart, right? Right, the minecart. The first thing that we will have to do, the basic. And then here at the basic, the first thing is a cart assembler. Can be used to make trains. Don't forget to use the super glue to stick the blocks together. Voila, we got this thing. Okay, that is thing number 1. Now in order to use this thing, we're going to need to have 2 other things. We're going to have 1 redstone dust, and we're going to need to make a lever, and I believe the lever is just a stick and a stone. Right. And we're going to have a couple of rails. Let's see, let's do at least 2, and then anything else will be fine. Okay, so we got the main ingredients. There's one thing I'm missing. Well, maybe we'll get that. That's a minecart. There we go. I'll have to fix that. We're going to first lay down a piece of a rail. Then we're going to put this one there. And then we're going to put that one there. And that one there. And with this you can activate and deactivate. Now I'm going to think for a second, because I believe turning it on means, well, let's see, let's put this guy right down here. One other thing though, we're going to have a wrench for many things, including block rotation and quick breaking. This thing is going to be super duper handy. And for that we're going to need to make a mechanical press. I already have a mechanical press. Oh wait, what? I also, oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. Because I have not made the bigger gear wheel, it doesn't move the progress over to this one. Let's do this and then grab that one. There we go, quest completed, and then we can go in here and it completed that one. Yeah, now it does. Okay, I see what the problem here is. We get 2 of these, and we got access to this guy and that guy. And for this guy, we're just going to need glass string and a golden sheet, right? And for this guy, we're going to need that. So I'm going to need to make 4 golden sheets. Right, that should be that, I guess. Okay, that is that. Okay, cool. So now we got 4 of these. Right, now it should be fine. There we go. We got a wrench, and I'm going to have goggles. No, not googles, goggles. Basically, this is going to be handy for other contraptions. Ooh, night vision goggles. Alright, so let's make these 2. Okay, now I need to put them on my face. So, yeah, how are we going to do that? Can I... Yes, but hide that one. No, then not put the helmet on. Okay, if I'm not wrong, it should already help. Yeah. Okay, the train cart is facing into that direction. Now, I remember something. The cart movement mode always face toward motion. Yes. Then we can use the scroll wheel along with the wrench, because if we don't have the wrench, we cannot see it. So that's why it's needed. Pause actors while rotating. Lock rotation. We don't want things to rotate, because if you hit it by accident wrong and the thing rotates and you have like drills on it, it's gonna make a mess. Okay, so if we put a block on it and turn it off, now the block should be attached to the rail. Now I honestly wish that this was modification. I just have to see, but it's so confusing. It's like turn around. Right. So now if I put this here, this block is on top. And then with this guy, you can just take it off. This is also how you can move spawners. So if you have a spawner block, you remove the floor, you place a rail, then this thing, then the train cart, then you turn it, well, off. It goes into that mode. It will put the spawner onto the train cart, and then you can just basically place it anywhere you want. So now, in order to attach all kinds of different bits and pieces, we're going to need to have super glue. And here we have it, super glue. Sticky stuff, hold in your offhand to automatically use. So for this stuff, you need 2 of these boogers, an ingot and a sheet. Okay, I believe it's this. There we go. So we now have 4 of these. You're definitely going to need all of that. I'm going to show you how it, exactly works. If I put a block on here, turn it off, well, you can see it doesn't move with it, because, the game doesn't know you want to have it with you. But if you do that, put it on there, it comes along with it. So now we have that. We're going to have some drills, right? And we're going to have a chest. Now, in order to make the items go into the chest, we need to make use of vanilla chests, because if we put drawers on there or any of the other chests, it's not going to work. That's just the way how it is with these mods. Now, this chest, it doesn't matter where you place it onto your mining cart, it will just all work together, because it's one type of thing. You can even put it here on the side, and you put that on it, but keep in mind, if you dig a tunnel, and then this will be in the wall, and so we're just gonna need to make one, which is this guy right out here. Pretty easy. All right, I already have it in this menu, I think. There we go. Well, let's make one. Now, the other thing that you see on the menu is actually a harvester, and with this you can make an automated farm. With this automated farm, you want to use windmill bearing. You can make a whole windmill and it rotates, and it's pretty neat. Then one here, and then we're going to do the drill, because right now I cannot demonstrate it because I need to lay the train track myself. Okay, so now everything is attached. Okay, let's start off with this stuff down here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay down a couple of train tracks, and eventually this whole area will be digged out. And yes, for now I have to lay it manually, but later on, oh boy, I made a ginormous mining machine in the 2 weeks that I've been testing this mod with JD and Solix. So you can put it on here and then push. There we go. So it's now automatically drilling for me. Now the only downside is, as long as this thing is not back on its, let's call it a charging station or station, you cannot get into the chest, which is, the way how it is. And as you can see right now, it slows down and slows down. And, it mines slower and slower. And I basically have to wait right now until it's at the end of the track. And with this thing, for a mouse button, you can just instantly get rid of it. Okay, I think I've seen it hopping off, so I'm just going to do that. And yeah, so we have been mining all of this stuff. And there is one thing I do want to say, is that the bigger you make this guy, at some point you do not want to open your, well, you can open your backpack, but you don't want to try to move it into your backpack, because then it will crash you. It's not because it's too big for anything else, because you can still move it to any chest or barrel or whatever. You can hold it in your hands. Just do not try to put it into your backpack. Anyways, yeah, let me turn on the building mode. And then you can see we collected soapstone and we collected cobblestone. Alright, so you can understand, you know, we need to build some stuff before we have something amazing. And the best thing to do actually is to, well, for now we can build it out here. We're going to have a basic station set up. And we need to build it from the ground up, because if you want to go into caves where there is like ravines, lava or something like that, you want the minecart to lay not only automatically a track, you also want it to take care that any gaps on the floor are filled up with, for example, cobblestone. So in the end it doesn't just fall off, you know, into the lava or whatever, because you will lose the whole thing and then it's crying out loud. So now we know the mining drill. It's going to be obvious that I'm going to make a couple of them, a couple of chests, and do the same thing but then bigger, which is easy. Now we're going to need to lay down stones, and the way how we can lay down stones is by using this guy, a deployer that deploys stuff onto the ground. And for this we're going to need to have this red thing, which is an Electron tube, and this is just brass, which is zinc and copper, which we have been collecting in the last episode. Press S, so it's on the menu, that's easy click. Yeah, we need to have polished rose quartz, which is this stuff, and nether quartz. So, oh boy, we're going to go to the nether, but I'm not in the mood to just build a whole portal out there and trying to figure stuff out. I'm going to go to JD's nether. This will save some time. As you can see, there are a couple more portals. Right, let's see what he got. Now, what is this? Blue netherrack. Yeah, I'm gonna assume there are no pigs around in this area. But I do believe I'm not wearing any gold. Ah, yeah, I get gold leggings, so never mind. I'm going to have this. Sorry, JD. How much do I have? A buttload of those. Okay, let's just grab a whole stack, which is perfect. I'm gonna get 8 of these things. Now, in order to get these lamp things, we're not only going to need that or that, but we're going to need to use something in order to make it into, you know, blocks. I'm going to need to make sandpaper, which is made with sand and, well, paper. Now, 1, 2 of these, I think that should be enough. Now we got sandpaper. So the way how this works, you throw one on the floor, you use auto mouse button, and then it will change it into these blocks, which we now have 1, and yes, manual label for now. Okay, so that means we now have this one completed. I do believe I have 2 cartwheels, perfect. Ah yes, the brass hand. I'm going to have a lot of this stuff, and that is actually going to be an issue because I don't have a mixer system. In order to make a mixer system, I'm going to set up a whole show, which in this case I am not going to do. I'm just going to make use of JD, his stuff. I think it should work without throwing it out there though. Hold Ctrl and Q for the whole stack, Ctrl Q for the whole stack, and then I think, yep, it starts to mix. Please do not drop it. Oh, okay, it drops. That's fine. It drops it out. I'm glad it doesn't go into the drain though. And then, voila. We now have this thing. Originally we want to build it a bit off from that thing because the track layer is going to be right here. It lays tracks in the front of the cart, and the ground layer needs to be in the front before you lay down the track. Hopefully that makes sense. So we're going to put this guy right down there. You know, since it's just testing purposes, we're actually going to put a filter of dirt on there, so it will only lay down dirt. And if I'm not wrong, it should already work. It didn't do anything. And that is probably because I didn't give it anything. I just gave it its filter. So in here, let me just put half of that. And now it places down that block, and it doesn't need to be, you know, somewhere, you know, attached to it. It can also be mid-air, which it did in this case. in order to place this guy onto the ground, you want to have space between your character and, you know, what else, right? Or else what happen is that you will shoot forward somewhere around here. It could happen, and then you're stuck inside a wall or in the front of it, and you need to dig yourself out. Also have space between in you and the train cart. Alright, the one more thing I needed, I searched so long for that, it's called a plough. I didn't know it was called like that. The plough can be used for multiple things, and this is going to be handy not only for the train track, but also if you want to have redstone and torches and levers, and because if you make a powered rail, it's going to need to be more than just rails, right? It can, oh yeah, kick animals away. Put this thing right on here, and then we have it all, or at least the basics for a semi-automated mining cart, because we gotta give it a little push once in a while. The battle stream last night was a lot of fun. We have been attacking villagers, raiding villages, we have been to the battle tower, we have been attacking an air balloon, we have been raiding a pirate ship, which, you know, you can see I got a different shield, I got a different sword, but best thing of all was it was a lot of fun, and I got a lot of goodies. You know, there is some stuff in here that is maybe not that special, but I had to take everything. There was no time to mess around, and I got this one filled up with all kinds of goodies, and there are a couple of very nice things in here. Right down in here, and right down in here, and of course there is some more in this backpack. It's absolutely crazy. And yes, I have special shoes that actually make me walk super fast, actually 0.4 times faster than a regular player, which can be seen down here. I'm walking on 1.4 speed. Anyways, more about that in the next episode, because I'm going to show you the miner, and yes, I've been starting a building for it, and yes, I've been building a wall that goes all the way around. The reason for this wall is that I want to force myself to build down here and right down here. I want to build around this water. Let's just go to the miner, right? I've been explaining you all about the miner, or at least the basics. Now this is how the miner looks like. It doesn't look like, you know, one of these fancy tunnel drills or whatever, but it will do for now, because I want you to see exactly what I've been doing. The space down here will also be for another episode, because down here we're going to make an automated sorter, because emptying out this miner with a whole bollock of different kind of blocks, so with certain blocks I always have too much of, you know, for example cobblestone, is a pain up the butt. And if we can automate it, empty out, automated, sort it out, it's going to be, you know, way more satisfying. This is where all the empty chests are, which it can be filled up with goodies, right? This chest out here is basically where I got the rails in. It can continue using these rails, and or I got cobblestone because we need to replace the floor that it's on with cobblestone, or when I reach a canyon it will make a floor so it doesn't fall in the canyon. Now, anything else, this thing will lay down the rails just like before, and I've used the same system for the blocks. So every time the drill drills away a block and this minecart moves forward, it will fill in the empty gap with new blocks. You just click on the filter. You just click on the filter like that, and now it will only take cobblestone from the chest, and it doesn't take, you know, anything else that is in there to put down a floor. Anyways, so yeah, as you can see, the machine goes through the ceiling, walls and whatnot. That's, you know, because the way the mod works, so you don't have to worry about needing to make space before you place it. It's very nice. So now you can see it had already been doing some stuff. So let's push it forward. And now it just get rid of that. And all of the stone goes into the chest, and it replaces this layer that we cut away at some point with cobblestone. Now you can imagine if I didn't do that, this thing would eventually fall down into the hole, right? So now it goes very slow, but the more we push it, the faster it will go. And there we go. We got a whole layer of cobblestone. This is very nice. And then this guy will scrape up the train track and put it in there or in there. It just depends. So now let's push it. Push it, push it, push it. The longer we keep pushing, the faster it goes. But yes, like I said, I could be using powered rails and whatnot, but you know, I like to keep a little bit of control over this thing, you know. I don't want to get a blackout and this machine is all the way gone to the other end of Minecraft world. So as you can see now, it goes pretty quick, which is fantastic. Now we are on layer number 14, which is also fantastic, so it will also go a little lower than 14. And then once we are at home, I just put it back into its station, turn the building mode on by turning this thing off. Yeah, I will not speak about it too much. Okay, so this is just still as it is, and then, you know, I'll check out that one. And as you can see, we found some redstone, some copper ore, iron ore, lead ore, I see some zinc ore. We got a whole bunch of sticks, which is nice because I was kind of running out of sticks. We got some more lapis, and so on and so on. We keep finding stuff, and as you can see, a lot of cobblestone. Now this cobblestone is going to drive me nuts at some point because I already have so much cobblestone. So yeah, anyways, in the next episode we are going to get into the contraptions. We're going to set up power, we're going to make some moving bits and pieces, and we're going to make machineries, and it's going to be a lot of fun to get into the stuff. And or like I've been saying, there is so much. We're going to start off also with see what these books are and what you can do with it, and I also got a little bit to explain about this stuff right out here. But for now, thank you for watching. All right, let's put all of this stuff away in here. All of this stuff in there. Ooh, that's plenty of iron actually. I like that. We can trade that with the goblin traders, so let's save it up in there. And a little bit of that.